Hi, I'm Sheva Carr.
And I'm Robert Browning.
We work with HeartMath Healthcare, overseeing HeartMath interventions for hospitals, bringing resilience, as we've defined at healthcare, as the ability to prepare for, recover from, and adapt in the face of challenge, adversity, or stress. That was a definition of resilience adopted by the U.S. Navy in their work with us based on our over 30 years of peer-reviewed evidence-based research into optimal physiology for human beings. And now, in healthcare, with the COVID-19 pandemic, is a time when we need resilience more than ever. Today, right now, we're going to talk about bringing this resilience home.
So there's many transitional points between work, quote unquote, work and home, and many of us are bringing work to home or work at home.
Especially now with quarantines and so on.
So the lines in between how to build resilience at our, quote unquote, wherever our domicile is, wherever we're putting our head to rest at night, if we can rest, is finding these places in that terrain where we can build our resilience, recover from the exhaustion, add more fuel to our tanks. And so there's all these transitional moments. So before we walk through a technique to use, it's to really inquire, what are these little 60-second intervals that you can take for yourself for self-care? Such as if you're actually driving home, the driveway before you open the door, in the shower, while you're zipping your coat, the last few moments before, all lights are out, your head's on the pillow and no one else is pulling on you. There's little moments that we can capture and with intelligence optimize our physiology in a way where we can recover faster.
So if you're like me, I bring work home even when I'm not in quarantine, which means my mind, especially in the midst of a crisis like the one that we're in right now, doesn't stop when the clock stops for my going home time. I'm still thinking about everything that's going on there. And I have this discursive radio television station going 24/7 that makes it really hard to rest even during the time that I have to rest, which leads to burnout faster. So one of the things I've learned to do is this tool we're going to teach right now called the heart lock-in. So that as I'm going to sleep at night or in those transition moments that Robert just described, I'm balancing my own autonomic nervous system, bringing down that sympathetic bopping gophers and dodging balls that I'm running all day long, so that I can actually bring up my parasympathetic system and regenerate and refuel and rest while I have the time to do it before I step back into the mission of the day.
And the key part of this particular technique is, one, how to disengage from the stress. How do we breathe in a particular way that balances the autonomic nervous system? 2, how do you sustain that? And 3, how do you sustain it long enough where our maladapted autonomic nervous system, in terms of maladaptation in a way where it's taking a toll on us and it's depleting our energy reserves. How do we re-optimize that in a way where we can replenish ourselves in a sustained way where that becomes more familiar, so we can integrate that more balanced state into the day the next day?
And for me, when I'm laying in bed, worrying about all the things that happened the day before and projecting all the worst case scenarios that are going to happen the next day, and then it adds to my worry that I'm not falling asleep, and I know that I'm not going to have the energy to meet the challenges of the next day. So this simple tool is what I do when I lay down. Whether I can fall asleep or not, I know, based on our research on the hormones and the neurotransmitters and autonomic nervous system balance, that this is balancing and regenerating my system even if I can't fall asleep. And the steps are really simple. If you find it helpful, you can put your hand on your heart, but it's not required. You're just focusing attention on the chest area, imagining the breath is flowing in through the heart and out through the heart or chest area. Some people find it helpful to count to 5 as you breathe in, and to count to 5 as you breathe out. We call that step heart-focused breathing.
And step 2 is now make a sincere attempt to just experience a regenerative feeling, something that's easy to access, appreciation or care or compassion for someone or something in your life. And just breathe that feeling through the heart area.
The important thing here is that it's a feeling world change. So I often joke around to myself, it doesn't have to be appreciating that I was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, which I wasn't. It can be something simple, like I really appreciate the taste of my warm chai. Anything that just helps calm the autonomic nervous system and bring it to presence when we're carrying with us a lot of activity from the day. Once you breathe that regenerative feeling in through the heart and out through the heart, you can start radiating that feeling, kind of like the way a radiator broadcasts ambient heat. Imagining that feeling is radiating throughout your body to all the cells of your body. And you can also radiate it out to your colleagues or your family members. I know one of the ways that I torture myself by bringing work home is I sometimes feel guilty about the colleagues I've left the stress behind with. And so when I'm at home recovering and resting, I radiate this regeneration to them as they're handling the stress that I know I'll take over tomorrow. Just that simple physiological shift can help us regenerate our own system during the downtime we have to do so. We're so grateful for the important, crucial role that you're playing as heroes on the front lines of this pandemic crisis. Thank you from our hearts. We've got your back. And if you need more information or extra help, you can write to us at dstress@heartmath.com. Thank you again.